You know, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of red flags that are showing up for this upcoming game, Marvel's Black Panther. You know, we talked about a particular person that worked on this game before in the past, and now we have someone completely different who is speaking in the same exact manner for this upcoming game, and it's not looking very good. So the senior writer for the upcoming Marvel's Black Panther game apparently wants a shirt that claims that most gamers are bigots.
You can come to Wakanda, conscious or unconscious.
Why are you running?
Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't quite understand why these people work in video games, right? Because they all have the same mindset. They all have the same, ideology, which is gamers are bad. We hate gamers. And yet, for some reason, they're not bad enough for us to try to take their money. It's like you guys work in the gaming industry. You realize that you work in the gaming industry, which means your customer is the gamer, right? You're trying to sell your product to the gamer, and yet you're sitting here talking about the gamer and then saying, well, I don't like gamers. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That is like I don't even know what to even compare it to be honest with you, because I've never seen anything that retarded in my life. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says Alexa Ray Correia, a senior writer on the upcoming Marvel's Black Panther game being developed by Cliffhanger Games, shared her desire for a t-shirt that claims that most gamers are bigots. Correia made her desire known while responding to a post written by Kotaku senior editor Alyssa Mercante. Oh, of course. Anytime you have someone acting retarded in the gaming industry, Alyssa Mercante is like a roach that's in the corner. Like, hey, I'm here too. Hey, look at me. Don't step on me. Just look at me. Mercante wrote on X, I don't support all gamers. Most of you are bigots. As discovered by X user Magellan, Correia responded by writing, need this on a shirt. Oh, really? Again, keep in mind, guys, this is someone who is a senior writer, which means they're going to be heavily influential in Marvel's upcoming Black Panther game, and yet they, for some reason, feel like it's necessary to say that they need gamers are bigots on a t-shirt, right? And what are you going to do? Wear this? Are you going to wear this t-shirt at every conference you go to when you try to sell your game to people? Are you going to wear this t-shirt when you're in the office? Well, that's probably true. You probably will wear the t-shirt in the office, and all of you will wear the same shirt. You'll celebrate on a special day. Gamers are bigots day, You'll all wear it at the same time. Mercante later attempted to justify the post by claiming it was a meme format. You guys spend all this time online and can't recognize a meme format. Of course. You totally don't mean it, right? That's one of those things where someone says they're joking when they didn't get the reaction they wanted, right? So when they get backlash for something, or they said something that they meant, and then the reaction is not great, and they say, oh, I was just joking. I was just joking. I was just joking. That's all. I was just joking. No, you weren't. You were obviously telling the truth. Correia is the latest red flag for the upcoming Marvel's Black Panther game. The game made headlines earlier this year when it was discovered that Cliffhanger Games hired former Sweet Paper Inc. employee Danny Lalonde, who admitted to discriminating against white people during a presentation for the Game Devs of Color Expo in 2021. Now, Danny Lalonde is somebody we spoke about multiple times. We made so many videos on Danny Lalonde because there was a point in time where she was saying a whole bunch of nonsense. But what ends up happening with people like this is that they'll be saying a bunch of nonsense over and over and over again, but eventually the backlash gets to be too crazy where he ends up just they end up completely disappearing, right? They just run away. They don't come back. They go quiet because the backlash is too much, because they think at first they try to start off strong and they think they really got something, right? Like, oh, I'm going to own the chuds today. And then they end up just, running away. So that tends to be a thing. We haven't really heard from Danny Lalonde in a while. In the presentation, Lalonde states that Validate has a team of people of all people of color. Now, keep in mind, Validate was that weird like dating simulator where it was nothing but ugly people and essentially all ugly black people and a couple of ugly black trans people and maybe one like semi-Asian looking character or something like that. But for the most part, it's all just black people. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment, and I know the best way for the environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. Now, again, this is an amazing statement because these are the people that are begging and clamoring for diversity in gaming, right? These are the people that are trying to say gaming was never diverse and we demand it to be diverse. And yet here they are when they control, right, the studio, when they're the ones in charge, what's the first thing they do? They gatekeep. Isn't that amazing, right? The people who complain about you gatekeeping, the people who call you bigoted for gatekeeping, they're the first ones to gatekeep when they have all the keys, when they're the ones in charge. Isn't that fucking incredible? And I'm not just saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. No, it is. It literally is. You just said that the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like you. And you're not white, right? So what does that say? That means that anybody who isn't black is creating an unsafe environment because that's the only way you feel safe. It's fucking incredible. I'm saying sometimes it is hard to work with white people because they think that something may be okay, but it was really a microaggression, and no one wants to deal with that while you're trying to make a game that they love. Man, Lalanders was an absolute joke. I'm so glad she went quiet because she was prime time during the whole SBI nonsense. That's when she really started speaking up and whatnot. She got called out for a lot of her earlier comments in videos and whatnot would validate. But when she got hired for Black Panther, that made a big like red flag for a lot of people. And now that we're seeing that this particular person is no different, Alexa Ray, this person, and of course it's all women, right? All these writers are fucking women. They keep hiring women 24/7, and then the men that they do hire act like women. This is an echo chamber of maximum proportions, and it constantly just reinforces that idea that these games are fucked right from day one. It all depends on the people who are making them and whether or not those people put ideology first over creativity. And unfortunately, it's very clear that this is going to be that same exact notion with people like Danny Lalanders and Alexa Ray. I hope they don't have that much influence over the game, but I gotta imagine, considering that one of them is a senior fucking writer, they probably do. Not only did Lalanders admit to discrimination, but she also said she was a racist while attempting to defend her former employee, Sweet Baby Inc. On March 7th, she wrote, "I just stopped taking y'all seriously when y'all start running around saying white people can experience racism because I did not suffer through 2020 for y'all to act like you weren't an ally to BLM 4 years later. Posting that tired-ass screenshot of the Google definition of racism. I just don't care anymore." So you don't care about the actual definition of racism. You only want to care about whatever pushes your personal narrative, which again, we've already roasted her for this. So I'm not going to, bring up the past, but of course she's retarded, right? She wants to make it seem as if white people can't be, discriminated against, which has been very clearly proven to be true for the last, couple of years now. She didn't admit it to being a racist in response to Riley Man 1080, who wrote, "Haha, so being appropriately called racist is tiresome, huh? You could try not being racist." Lalanders responded, "Yeah, I'm racist, so what now?" Great. Own it. That's perfectly fine. Just fucking own it. Who cares? So again, ladies and gentlemen, Black Panther ain't looking too good, okay? Black Panther was originally made by Stan Lee, which again is hilarious because black people who are woke, they tend to use Black Panther and Wakanda as like a real place. It's kind of weird when you really look at it. But it was made by Stan Lee originally, but now this video game is not being made by somebody like Stan Lee. It's being made by activists and written by activists, which is more importantly, the writing is more important than the actual game development because the writing is what's going to inject the ideology. The writing is what's going to inject the nonsense that people are tired of hearing about. So at the end of the day, man, I really don't think this game's going to end up being very well. Obviously, we have no trailers, we have no gameplay, we have no nothing. But when this game eventually comes out, I would not be shocked if we don't see some fucking nonsense. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.